Shadow Clone Jutsu. So that's pretty much what the white whale does in this episode of RE0. It starts off with the whole fucking army. They're kind of like scared shitless because it's like 3 white whales and you're like, how the fuck are we gonna deal with this shit? And as they're going through the fighting with Subaru, Crush, and the rest of the army, Rem, they start to realize that there's something off about these white whales, the ones that had shown up. There were 2 extra white whales that showed up in this episode, and they realized that it was weaker than the other white whale. So it pretty much split itself into 3s, which is like different from Shadow Clone Jutsu, but each one is weaker, and the white whale apparently is up in the sky while these ones are on the bottom fighting it down, so the other one can look for an escape route of some sorts. I'm not so sure if it was healing itself. It probably wasn't healing itself because it spread out its power, so it was probably just hoping that its extra parts, its extra white whales can give itself some time to find an escape route, which is good for Crush to point that out, to realize that. And Subaru, man, he came through with a good plan, man. Really cool. Now, here's the thing that's I thought might have been like easy, is like, oh, just look for the whale that has its eyes pulled out, but they all look exact same. They have the eyes pulled out. Now, in the previous episode, I thought Wilhelm had chopped off its horn, but I guess not. Maybe I missed something. I'll look back at this, but this episode was just pretty much more action taking down the white whale, and it's really good animation. The music is good, and towards the episodes, it does get really sad. In this episode of RE0, episode, I believe, 21. Now, here's the thing that confused me, was that they were able to save Wilhelm by poking at one of the white whales, and they dug him out, and he like sliced his way out of the whale. He's like, oh, I got out. I wasn't skilled enough, and I got swallowed. Now, it's what I thought was confusing was that, wait a minute, if the white whale had swallowed them earlier, isn't that the original then? Shouldn't the rest disappear? But it turns out it was actually one of its clones that had swallowed Wilhelm in the previous episode. It wasn't the original. So I was a little confused, you know. I'm like, if the original swallowed Wilhelm, shouldn't the rest be killed already? But I guess, like, since that didn't kill the clone whale when they pulled him out, I guess they were fine. But you have to kill the original in order for the clones to disappear. So in the next half of this episode is trying to figure out how to get the whale to come down. And Crush is thinking that, oh, if we know that it's the original, what's the point if we can't even reach it? I don't have attacks. And everyone's kind of like frozen in place, you know. Everyone's kind of like pissing their pants seeing these whales. Now, here's the thing that I kind of bugged me. It's like a personal peeve for me, is that when I normally don't like it when the main character is the one that has to like go out and like he's gonna attack and lead by example, which is, you know, Subaru's leading by example. He's leading the charge. He's not afraid because, you know, he could die again. But even though that sucks, but he's going forward with no hesitation. He's really determined. And Crush has to give like this kind of like this speech in order for everyone to get up and get hyped up again so they could attach the wheels. I'm not too fond of that. I guess because I've seen it so many times where the main character is the one who has to like, it's good to lead the charge with the main character, but it's the fact that Crush has to like explain it to everyone, you know. It'd be good. I thought it would have been better execution if Subaru was just going out leading by example. He screams, ah, charge, and stuff like that, or like he's saying like, nothing's gonna scare me, da da da. You know, not nothing's gonna scare me, nothing's gonna stop my determination. And then you see the army looking at him, they turn towards him, and then they get angry at themselves and they get pissed, and then they go forward. Instead of you have Crush giving like this speech of how great Subaru is, that he's weak, he's the weakest one here, and yet he's the one with the least fear. And it's kind of like it's expected with Subaru to have like kind of like numb fear. He's kind of like might be a little numb to fear as he's going throughout the series. Like fear is he's starting to become a little numb. He still is fearful, but his body has become numb to it, so to say, in my opinion. And I thought that kind of bugged me though, but it's okay. There's like, when it's basically nitpicking for me with this show. If that's the only thing I can complain about, that's okay. Now the next half, which I thought was a pretty damn good plan, where in order for them to figure out how to get the whale down, Rem does her magic of the big ice crystal, and it sends it all the way to the whale at the top, and it misses, and you think, oh wait, it missed the whale, but actually Subaru just jumped on the whale, and then he jumps off the whale. And then here's where things get interesting. He's about to lead the whale down by saying, you know, what he normally says, oh, I can come back by death, by returning by death. But he doesn't even say it, though. He doesn't get a chance to say it. He says, oh, you took Rem away from me, did this, and then I think he was about to say he was going to get prepared. But instead, you get the witch, Satala, appearing right away and like squishing his body, and he's like, ugh, and he turns around and the whole black aura is coming around him. And I'm like, he didn't even get a chance to say what he wanted to say. He didn't get a chance to say that he's coming back by death. So it's obviously to me that the witch is getting stronger by stronger every time he says that. And it's like, the more he uses these words, is it the more that Satala is able to read his mind or his emotions. It's like the more he does it, is she gonna get more closer to him? Oh man, that was just something that like I'm pretty sure everyone caught on to who watched the show. And he goes down, and the whale charges at him, and then the whale leads, and he's chasing him, and he runs right into a trap, and she's timber, and Moby Dick is done. Oh man, it's like the whale is trapped under there, who we think is supposedly Gluttony, right? The whale's under there. And Wilhelm comes up to it, and oh, okay, honestly, I kind of felt bad for the white whale, man. Like, now here we get some symbolism as Wilhelm is walking towards the whale. It shows a flashback of him walking towards his wife, and you see daisies on the ground. Oh man, and then he stands. He says, "Oh, for my wife," and he's like slicing it up, and the music is like really sad. The music was on point, but here's what got me was that he's on top of the whale. And you see the whale, its eyeball looking up at it, and it starts like twitching and shaking. It's like it's fearful. It's crazy. Like the whale is afraid, man. Its eye is shaking. It's looking up at him. You can see its vessels as if it knows it's its last moment. And Wilhelm says, "Oh, rest for eternity." Poof! Kills the whale. The other clones disappear. They succeed in killing the white whale, aka Gluttony, but I'm not so sure about that. Oof. So, in this, the ending of this, what I also liked, the comedy was pretty good. They're like, between Rem and Subaru, there are some little stretches of comedy here. I'm glad that they're able to fit in bits and pieces of comedy, even if it's action, and there's a bunch of seriousness going around. Good balance with that. You have Subaru running to Rem's boobs, and she's like, oh, thank you for the treat. He's like, what are you talking about? And then Rem tells the whale, the only one who could sniff Subaru is me. And I'm like, oh, how can you beat this shit, man? It's like, you're making it impossible for Emilia to win over the fan base. I'm like, that's fucked up. But, man, Rem, I love Rem. She's funny, man. Towards the end of this episode, she wears her out completely, where she can't even go to the next battle scene in the next episode. And then, you think that Subaru might end up getting another girl to like him with Crush, because they start talking about, oh, you know, Crush is like, oh, I'm going to help you out. If we're ever enemies, I'll always show favoritism for you. Yada, yada, yada. And then Subaru's like, oh, if I didn't have 1 and 2 in my hearts already, that would have been a close one. So, obviously, number 1 is Emilia. Number 2 is Crush. No, I'm sorry, not Crush. Number 2 is Rem. And so, he basically has 1 and 2. He has 2 loves in his heart right now. So, and then the ending of this episode is where it gets a little kind of interesting, where we actually find out people are going to help him out for the witch cult. And the leader for the, one of the leaders for some of the army is actually the previous knight who beat the crap out of him. We all know which knight is that. But then Subaru sees him, and like, it's not even like a calm look or like, oh, that guy. It's like, ugh. Like mad look, like a pissed off, jealousy, prideful, anger look. And I'm like, damn, Subaru, like, calm the fuck down. The look he gave this guy is like he wants to kill him or something, or like it's like complete jealousy or pride. But here's what I'm wondering is that, like, if let's say like the more and more Subaru gets close to Satala, is it the more that his power or his pride is going to rise? Is that the case? Now, here's another theory that I have. I might be completely fucking wrong. I might throw this out the window next episode. But I might think that... I think that even though the white whale is strong, I really don't think it's gluttony. I think gluttony might be an actual person like Subaru and Satella, who could possibly control the white whale or turn people into the white whale. I wouldn't be surprised if later on we find out the Master Swordman actually did kill the white whale, and then the Master Swordman ended up becoming the next white whale because the real gluttony ended up turning the Master Swordman into gluttony, the next white whale. And then the past 400 years has just been this person or wizard or whatever using people to turn in the white whale. But I could be completely fucking off. I don't know. It's just that with all the symbolism of Wilhelm like attacking his wife as he's about to attack the whale, and you see the flowers on the ground, I'm like, oh, I don't think that gluttony can be taken out so soon. Like, it was badass, but I don't think the white whale is necessarily gluttony. I just think gluttony might be controlling the white whale, and gluttony might be an actual person. And I think the real gluttony is turning people into white whales. That's just a theory for me. The white whale looks so sad, and like it was like humanized this episode when it was being chopped up. You know, it got to my heart a little. I'm thinking there's more to this white whale business than meets the eye, and there's definitely some shit that's gonna go down in the next couple episodes. And I'm just the last minute of the episode, I was waiting for a twist. I was waiting for a twist or a cliffhanger, but man, we didn't get it, man. I was like, oh, you're so used to all these RE0 cliffhangers. So that's my theories for this. As far as episodes go, I'll give it a good 4 out of 5. That speech earlier by Crush kind of bugged me, but that's okay. It was a good episode, good action episode, good progression episode. You see more things with Satella. You're going to see her face a lot more. I'm pretty sure of it now. And I'm curious about how the business is going to go with the witch cult. That's our next target now. We got part 1 down. Now we got part 2. That's it for me, guys. Fantard out.